Okay, once you have your word picked out, you're gonna sketch out your letters. You're gonna try to make them really even in size. So I'm giving you, you can use this if you want, to kind of look through and pick out your letters. So I'm gonna do the word peace. I'm just going to block out the letters that I need. And some may not fit within these exact standards. So like if you look at this, it's a little bit wider, but to get you started, I'm giving you a square. This is generally the size that you're gonna wanna make your letters. So you can go ahead and just sort of block this out. And like I said, some letters are gonna go a little bit bigger, a little outside of this, but I'm giving you a long piece of paper, and we'll trim off whatever you don't need. And you want to try to leave an even space in between each one. And when I'm doing this, I'm drawing super light with my pencil because you're going to need to erase these boxes. You're not going to want to leave that on there at the end. This is just a guideline. So when you're doing that, you want to press really, really light. So now I'm going to try to do my hand sketches in each one of these squares to represent the word that I'm trying to do. Remember, when you're doing your hand sketches, think about looking for overall shapes first. You're really just trying to get these blacked out because you're going to create these with all sorts of different designs. You might want to do some that are like textured. You might want to do some that have a lot of line work. We're going to be focusing on the elements of art in these designs. So you really just want to get the basic idea and shape for each one of these letters. And remember, it's okay to keep these really sketchy. I'm going to take that finger over. It's quite long, this hand positioning. And so you're going to go through on each one and get these sketched in. When I have this finger that's sort of tucked behind. Like this. And I feel like when you were drawing your practice drawings for your hands, things seemed really awkward to you when you were making these pictures. I think when you start to add in the wrist, right, and you erase some of these extra lines, it starts to really pull the shapes together. Look at the positioning too in these drawings of little folds in the skin, and also the positioning of the fingernails. That makes a big difference in the hands looking more realistic. When you draw your fingers like this, when you're looking at the picture, you'll notice the fingernails are not just facing forward like you would see on my hand right now. They're on the side because the fingers are in different positions. So you want to make sure when you're drawing that you're drawing those fingernails in those profile positions as well. Okay, so you're going to keep going through until you get all of your letters drawn in. And like I said, you want to try to fit. If you draw smaller than this, that's fine too. You want to try to stay within the square as much as possible. I just generally tend to draw these sketches a little bit bigger than need be, but you do what is comfortable for you. So I got the overall shape of this hand for the E, and then I'm going to look at where do the fingers fall into place. So these fingers, first one kind of looks for the E. It's coming down here, and then when the fingers are bent like this, they're not in the same curvature as you would see when they're flat. So they're actually coming up on a little bit of a diagonal. So go ahead and continue to get your hands sketched out to form the letter or the word that you're going to be focusing on for this project. Then we'll check in and go over what is going to be for the next step.